I don't invest even a single rupee in share market. Buying a Ducati fulfills a desire. The requirement was there for transportation need. Then Ducati came up with her first bike.
AI is something which is touching in a way or the another. Hello everyone, a very good evening. And I'm back with another episode on GetWork Champions of Hiring. Today, we have a very special guest. Someone who each one of you can get connected with. There are two things that every Indian boy loves. First one is cricket and second one is a superbike. And this superbike, something which each one of you, and I'm very sure, would have put up on your wall, would have dreamt about. And it's my honor to actually interview today the most special guest that we have on our channel, the Managing Director of Ducati. Thank you so much, sir, for taking out the time.
Hi Rahul. Good evening everyone. And yeah, I'm also happy to be here. It's great connecting with all of you and looking forward to this interaction with Rahul.
Wonderful. So, what we have seen so far is Ducati as a brand. But there is a lot that goes behind making such a name that everyone loves, making such a super bike that is known not just in India but across the world. Bipul's journey has been right from the frontline sales to moving to different companies, which were the mass market companies, to now coming to the luxury brand, which is something which only the top, I would say 0.01% get to enjoy. And the dynamics are very, very different. And the road to that journey, I am very sure, must have been very difficult and very enriching as well in form of an experience, right? Starting from as a salesperson, and that's what you highlight in your LinkedIn bio as well, that you are a learner for life for sales and you identify yourself as a salesperson first. So I want to start this interaction with one funny thing that I want to ask. You have photo on LinkedIn with the bike. Is it you riding the bike?
Yes, that's me.
Amazing.
In fact, whatever pictures you can find on any of the social media, whether it's LinkedIn, Instagram or Facebook, even my WhatsApp DP, everything, if there is someone riding, it's me.
Amazing, amazing. So that's why you joined Ducati, because you loved the bikes, or what was the real reason?
Well, yes, in a way I was lucky. Very few people, in fact, everywhere people say that you should work where you find your true passion. I would say that I'm lucky in a way that Ducati gives me the space to work onto things which I really love. So, as you have introduced me, my career comes out to be 100% from an auto background only. Yes. And I'm very lucky that I've got to work across the segments of auto industry. Two-wheelers, passenger cars, commercial vehicles, back to two-wheelers, although the notches, it's several notches higher as far as the price is concerned, and several notches in a different direction as far as volume is concerned. So I have looked at both the ends of value and volume, but it's very interesting, and yes, I definitely love working in this segment, and it's great to be here.
That is great. That is great. And as everyone can see, I can't stop smiling in this episode because it's very unique, because these are some of the aspirational brands, right? Means to even have a thought of owning such a big brand, like, owning a bike of this brand, it makes you so happy. And you are able to live this day in and day out. Like, having the position of a managing director at Ducati India is a big deal. But I would like you to please tell a little bit of your journey, right, from when you started, because most of our audience is from like 0 to 5 years in their working experience. So these people are just starting up. So being a managing director at such a luxury brand or such a big brand is not even on the cards right now. But how do you prepare for that? And who was Bipul as a person when he started and when he was building his journey up, where our viewers are today?
See, one thing is very clear, which we all must know. Being MD of Ducati does not mean that I get to ride all the time. My business has its own challenges, its own quirkiness, opportunities, everything. So more often than not, I am into different things which are actually not even remotely connected with riding. But yeah, I do get to ride, and that way, as I said a couple of minutes ago, I am very lucky that Ducati has given me this platform, and I have ridden across locations. So Ducati, as you know, makes bikes in various segments. It is unlike any mass bike, wherein the bike or two-wheeler, anything, or an automobile is a machine to go from point A to point B. Ducati and the bikes of this nature are not like this. We make super bikes to be ridden on a racetrack. We make with like our Panigale, and our all the Ducati bikes are completely road legal. So you can ride any of the Ducatis we sell here in India into any part of the country on any kind of road, whether it's road or race or whatever. So having said that, like Panigale, typically we ride Panigale on the racetrack. So I have ridden across multiple racetracks in multiple countries, and most of them are MotoGP certified racetracks. So I'm lucky that way that I have ridden on those very tracks onto which MotoGP takes place. Like on a adventure tourer, multistrada, I have done Spiti, Leh Ladakh, and I have ridden in Italy also, many locations. I have done Bhutan. So I have been lucky that way, and that's a great thing. But then, being MD is something different, right? And as you said that who was Bipul before coming to Ducati, or even before joining the professional journey. See, Bipul is a very, very simple guy with very simple taste. Yes, passage of time definitely adds on to taste, but specifically the typical answer, I still like the ghar ka dal chawal type boy. So I'm that kind of person. As you said, it is a journey which has been very interesting. I have worked across the country. I have risen through the ranks, and probably I have worked. I have tried to learn, being transparent within my system, with my seniors, with my team members, and most importantly, transparent and honest with myself. And yeah, luck always plays a part.
That's true. That's true. That's true. I would like to ask, there is a very negative connotation, and especially with the people who are just entering the workforce regarding sales. So sales is something that is seen as one of the last options, right? And it is across the board, right? Even if you are graduating or doing a post-graduation in an MBA, whatever you are doing, I would like you to please highlight on this part. Is that a right way of thinking, or there is something which is hidden that some people are not able to understand?
Let me take this question in a very different way. Probably not unlike or not in the direction an MD should think of. But the month is like that. So we got Valentine's Day around the corner. If you are not a good salesman, you can't even sell yourself to your intended partner.
Amazing.
This is how important sales is in life. Right. I always say this example. See, whatever you do, whether you go to a school or college for your admission, whether you appear in an interview, whether I am giving this interview, whether you are approaching a partner for a relationship, whatever it is, even if you are talking to your child, you need to be a salesman, because being salesman does not mean you are trying to sell something. It also means you are trying to put forth your perspective, your views, your points. And with that type of communication interaction, if you are able to sell something, that is not only selling something tangible, but selling something intangible also, I think the job of sales is done. And that is sales. It is not like picking up a phone and trying to do some scam. Right. Not at all. And sales requires lots of hard work, I tell you. Even in our job, in automobiles, where in India specifically speaking, we have something called mono-brand dealerships. Now, what is mono-brand and multi-brand? In India, you will find, even if a single business owner has a different 10, 5, 10, whatever kind of dealerships, so a same owner can have, let us say, multiple brands in two-wheelers or multiple brands in four-wheelers, let me not take any name, but he will have to give different infrastructure, right? In foreign markets, under the same roof, you have multiple brands. So those are multi-brands, and here we have mono brands. So despite knowing that my dealer will work with me only, under the same roof he cannot put my competitor brand. Despite that, when I go to him for a meeting, I need to prepare myself. What kind of business are we doing? What are the potentials? What are the challenges? What can be done in a better fashion? What can be corrected? What should not be done? What his team is doing? So in our business also, in automobiles, and this is true for any business, any industry, I would say, if we have to talk to our business partners, we need to be experts in sales, marketing, strategy, even HR, finance. Unless we can look at the money, business will not happen. So sales is actually a misnomer. Sales is sum total of everything. I need to be a sales planner. Unless I take pipeline or order from my dealership and I give the same into a correct format to my factory, how are they going to make? And this is true for bikes, this is true for cars, this is true for FMCG, this is true for white goods. You think of anything. Sales encompasses everything. So, well, we got a bad name, but that's it. It's not at all a bad career option.
And that's what I for whoever, I keep on talking with young freshers, young minds. I keep on telling them, you are doing sales. It's good that you are getting paid for it, right? Why don't you pick up the money?
Interesting point, Rahul. Why I like sales, one of the important aspect is, and don't get me as a freeloader, I get to, or I got to, I still get to travel not only across the country but across the world on company money.
Exactly. No, that's the reality. So next, moving on in the same direction, right? So after COVID, a lot of things changed, right? I would like to take you even before COVID, after COVID, when you were working with the brands which had a lot of people, Ashok Leyland was there, Tata Motors was there. So what is one common mistake, or a top 3 common mistakes that you see young professionals making when they are entering this workforce? I also have my answers. I'll top it up with that, but would love to hear your thought process.
See, it's slightly challenging or slightly difficult to answer this question in a black and white kind of scenario, because what we are talking about, or what my thoughts are, would be, they would be sort of continuum rather than category silo wise. So the 3 challenges or 3 situations in front of newcomers, people joining the workforce in today's time. See, first and very important thing, success will not come overnight. You need to slog. And while there has been a hue and cry over the remark of an industry captain on working hours and whatnot, see, I would still say, in the younger age, you have time at your side. No one is penalizing you for not working for 10, 12, 15 hours. And I'm not saying that you should work daily for 12, 15 hours. No, that is not at all the idea. But if you have a work at hand, if you have a task, a project to be completed, please don't look at the clock. See, what happens, looking at the age, it can be commented that you need not go home to take care of the daily situation. See, for example, people like me, I have a family, a wife, kids, who will have different requirements, right? I need to go somewhere because of my child's school needs, college needs, whatever, or I need to buy something, or I need to go to some relation. Generally, these things will be with the younger people also. I'm not saying no, but the intensity will be lesser. The occurrence will be lesser. Probably this thing will happen 3 or 4 times in a week for me. Probably for a younger person of 25 years, this will happen once or twice in a week. So I'm not denying, I'm not discounting. I'm simply saying you will have to probably dedicate some more focus onto your job at hand. This will teach you, this will make you stronger, and this will open doors for far, far greater glories. So this is one thing. Another thing I will say that once people leave college, they probably stop learning.
True that.
See, you should never stop learning. Even today, I tell you, and I'm not trying to boast, but when I joined Ducati, this was a completely new business for me. Sales is one part, but selling of certain item is a different thing. For example, if you send me to sell probably a white good or a FMCG kind of item today, I may not be that successful. First, I will have to understand their process. The channel would be different, the working would be different. So what I did, I tried to learn about big bikes. I had never ridden big bikes before that. So for me, even learning to ride big bike was a challenge. So I learned that also. So I saw, even today I see lots of videos whenever any new bike from Ducati or a competitor comes in, what media or what people are talking about on YouTube. So I watch lots of YouTube videos, keep myself updated, what new techs are coming, not only in bike, but in general. Probably one of the field, now again, this can be a third point for the younger people. See what happens. People think that, okay, I will learn, but I will learn in my department. So a mechanical guy will learn mechanical, CS will learn CS, MBA will learn about marketing or something of that nature. My point is, you will have to make yourself ready for future challenges. An engineer will necessarily have idea about economics is not correct. But as an engineer, you will have to learn about economics. See today because of the proliferation of YouTube and many other channels, people have started knowing about many things. Many of youngsters invest in share market and hence they know many things. They talk about the monetary policy of RBI and so many things. In our time, this was even lesser. And even today, not everyone talks in this language, but you should talk. Not that you are an expert investor. No, that is not the idea. I don't invest even a single rupee in share market. But as an industry leader, I need to learn. I need to understand which direction economy is going, what GST means, what kind of GST changes have happened in the last budget, what kind of things have come in for us as a professional of industry, as a person who pays income tax, something of that nature. So my idea for the youngsters would be not necessary to look at the face of the clock every day. Spend some additional time, but complete your job. Once you leave your office, you should not go home with the tension of the work. Even if that means spending 2 hours more, when you go home, you are going home back to your family. Even if you don't have a family, so as to say, you live somewhere away from your parents, you're not married, but you got a home. That's your time. Then you watch TV, watch YouTube, read books, magazines, watch reels, talk to your friends, families, whatever you wish to do, that's your time. Then the work pressure should not come back to you, because you have already spent half an hour, 1 hour, 2 hours, whatever, extra, completed the job, and never stop learning. In your field, in additional field.
Wow, I know for the second part, this is very important, and one of my advisors, so Dr. Anuj Kakkarji. So Dr. Anuj Kakkarji is one of those fellows who has his education from IIT and then IIM in 1980s. And super seniors. He was with Aptech for almost 22 years, and he retired as a CEO from there. So he says one thing very interesting to me. He says, with the advent of AI, something that we used to call as experience has not a lot of value today. So the the half cycle of the knowledge that we used to have has reduced. जैसे इसका एक बहुत ही परफेक्ट एग्जाम्पल मैं देना चाहूँगा यहाँ पे कि हमारे जो ग्रैंडफादर्स थे उन्होंने कोई एक स्किल सीखी और उस स्किल को सीखकर उन्होंने पूरी अपनी ज़िंदगी उसमें बिता दी. जब हमारे पेरेंट्स की बारी आई उन्होंने भी इसी तरीके से एक स्किल किसी ने सीखी. माई डैड स्टार्टेड स्कूल इन 96 when he was just 25-26 at that age, and he is doing it right now. But now when he is in his 50s, he is now facing a little bit of problem. Although he is very good with like adaptation. उन्होंने कोविड के टाइम पे मतलब टेक्नोलॉजी भी सीखा, सारी चीज़ें सीखी, एप्स बनवाई, ये सब चीज़ें की. बट दे नीड टू लर्न 2 skills. Now with our age, it is going to become more and more difficult because the half cycle of the knowledge is going to keep on compressing. अभी हम लोग देख रहे हैं मतलब I can for very sure even with GetWork, when we started as a SaaS company. We were like, okay, this is what we have made. And as जैसे अभी तक हम लोगों ने देखा था कि कोई एक SaaS बना देता था और फिर वो चलता रहता था 20-25 साल 30 साल वो चलता रहता था. Came October of 2022, ChatGPT का advent हुआ and everything was changed. And then Claude Code and all of those things came, and we would have never even predicted that. But today, our team is learning, our people are learning, and I think it is a very important part. This something which could have been ignored earlier, अब तो वो चांस ही नहीं है, बिल्कुल चांस ही नहीं है उस वाली चीज़ को लेके. So definitely very good 2 pointers that are out there, right? So how do you build culture when your brand represent emotions and aspiration, right? So for you, like, you know, there would have been a very big difference, right? जैसे Tata Motors है या फिर Ashok Leyland है. These are, I would say, a need for people, right? Whenever somebody is entering that, so there is something which is like a need, and they know for sure कि अगर मैं कोई ये प्रोडक्ट बाई करने वाला हूँ तो इससे मेरा ROI ऐसे निकलने वाला है. While Ducati is very different, right? So how do you build that culture within your company? That, like, you know, when somebody is coming with an aspiration, how do you sell that? How do you provide after service? What's your...
See, that's very interesting. In fact, in Ducati, we fully understand and appreciate that buying a Ducati fulfills a desire.
Right.
So if we have to quote the marketing terms, probably we are nowhere in the need and want kind of.
Yeah.
However, very interestingly, for some people, this actually can become a need and want.
Okay.
I know some people who have multiple bikes of Ducati and multiple bikes of different brands also. They still keep on buying these things because they have reached to a situation wherein for them they need to have some kind of kick in their life.
Right.
But that's a different thing. I will not talk much on that. Coming back to your question, see, when we understand that this is something which is not actually needed to survive on a day-to-day basis.
Right.
We need to talk to the people, to the clients in a way which can suffice to their thought process why they should be buying this thing. And that's why we try to give an ecosystem which is very much conducive to that kind of thought process.
Okay.
So now the basic thought process goes, you have to sell the thing from the right place. So it's not only product, it's the place also.
That's true.
So the channel has to be correct. We choose our dealer partners also very carefully. So most of the Ducati India channel partners, not only Ducati India, I would say globally also, most of the channel partners, they themselves are riders.
Okay. They have this passion.
They have this passion. See, unless you treat this business as a passion, or rather I need to rephrase myself, unless you treat the Ducati dealership as a passion, you may not be that successful. Till the time you are treating Ducati as a simple business.
Right.
Source of revenue and profit. Okay, business है तो चलेगा ही.
बिल्कुल.
So I will not name, that's not fair, but most of my dealers also, they are riders by themselves, and the relationship which they have the riders is amazing. The connect is amazing. The comfort riders feel in our dealerships is amazing. There are so many riders who come to a dealership just for the sake of coming.
Oh, okay.
I feel good here. They will come, have a chat with the dealership team, with other riders, have coffee, and go back.
Amazing.
So that's the kind of
Like a community that you have.
it's a community. It's a community.
So I'll zoom out a little bit, right? So when I ask my next question, it's about the luxury brands, like, which are aspirational brands. Like you have Ducati in two-wheelers, other competitors as well. In four-wheelers, it's BM, Audi, and other ones. For fashion, it's the Louis Vuitton and such ones. So is there something peculiar about, like, see, these are the brands which everybody wants to work with, right? So these are not something ki like I'll see if I want to work with or not, right? अगर किसी के पास इससे ऑफर आता है तो मतलब कोई मना नहीं करेगा. बट अगर किसी मतलब एक यंगस्टर की मैं बात कर रहा हूँ who is like maybe either graduating or that he is in the early phase of his life, right? So two questions here. What are the kind of people that succeed in these brands? And follow-on question is, what should a person do to actually see his career getting there? Maybe working in such brand.
Again, answer is not very simple.
Yeah.
A lot many things will go into making of such a career. See, very importantly, in the beginning, alluding to the first part of the question, the most important part is you should have a passion for such things.
Okay.
Selling a Ducati does not only mean mugging up the data and talking to the client in that way. You should have the passion for riding a bike in different scenario. Same as in any other luxury brand. It is not only about owning the luxury brand. It is about living through the legacy of the brand.
Okay.
So how that brand started, what the journey has been, what kind of thought process went in making that brand probably 100 or 50, 75 years ago.
True.
So Ducati has always been a tech company.
Acha. Okay.
This year we are completing 100 years.
Amazing. Congrats on that. Yeah.
And we did not start with manufacturing bikes.
Is that for real?
Yeah.
Ducati was never in the beginning was
Not at all.
okay.
Ducati had no business in the auto business.
Okay, this is new. Please tell me, enlighten me. Like, I am the blacklisted from ever applying to Ducati.
So in 1926 when we started with radio machinery, electric shavers, camera, sewing machines.
Wow, this is very new to me. Okay.
In 1948, or that's my mistake now, I'm just missing here and there, but 48 if I'm not wrong, after World War II, when Italy had the need for cheap transportation options, and cheap not only in terms of money, cheap means easily available, which can be procured by masses. The requirement was there for transportation need. Then Ducati came up with her first bike.
Okay.
It was called Cucciolo, and you can say it was simple strap-on engine on a bike frame kind of thing, but obviously much sturdier and better. That's how the journey started.
Wow.
And then we kept on improving. So Ducati, to its credit, has many technologies which we have given to the industry.
Okay. Wonderful. So something which you made open source.
Yeah. Okay. So that's safety.
No, that's what I have seen. When I was talking to somebody in Volkswagen, so they also the belt that we wear.
That's with Volvo.
That's Volvo. Sorry, yeah, my mistake on that. So Volvo gave that as an open source. Yeah.
So MotoGP or racing has been one of our passion always. So we have learned from racing, and today to name it MotoGP, and we try to bring those techniques to the road legal bikes.
Okay.
So So Ducati, that's what I was trying to come to. Now, unless you know all these things, your passion will not be there. You know all these things. So for in any kind of luxury business to be successful, you need to be aligned with the brand. You need to be aligned with the clients, how they think. If someone is buying a bike worth 4 million rupees, 10 million rupees,
Right.
why? What kind of experience he would want to have? If you are a client of that level, how you would want to be treated? So you see, today as you were also talking, it is said that AI has come into picture and learning cycles have dropped down, people are becoming dispensable and so many things. But one thing which cannot be taken away by machines is the empathy.
True.
So, in my view, unless the salesperson understands the empathy, he can never be successful in any business, luxury business being most of that.
That's true. That's very right. And thank you so much for such a in-depth question, right? So to our viewers, like, if you want to work with a luxury brand, then the passion is something that they look for. Like, this is non-negotiable at all. So if you want to work there, just develop a passion for the same, right? Now, as we are discussing about the AI, right? So is there something that you have seen changing in the automobile industry? And when I see it from a zoomed out perspective. I'm not just talking about Ducati, but also with all the major leaders, like Maruti is there, Bajaj is there, Ashok Leyland, and I'm sure you would have wonderful relationships there as well. So क्या चेंज हो रहा है, क्या बदल रहा है इन ऑटोमोबाइल इंडस्ट्री एंड फॉर पीपल हु आर इन से मैकेनिकल इंजीनियरिंग, इलेक्ट्रिकल, इलेक्ट्रॉनिक कम्युनिकेशन और somebody who is trying to make a career there, तो क्या कैसे उन्हें अब तैयारी करनी चाहिए और कुछ बदल भी रहा है या फिर जस्ट
काफ़ी कुछ बदल रहा है. देखिए, दोनों तरीके से बदल रहा है. सो आई विल से देयर आर टू पार्ट्स. फर्स्ट इज द vehicle manufacturing part. Second is you can say vehicle selling part, or after sales and after sales part. So when we talk of vehicle manufacturer, so many things have come into safety and safety related implementation of AI. So first there was just a car.
बिल्कुल.
Today we have LiDAR and whatnot, vehicle to vehicle communication, and so many things are coming. In fact, as I was talking about Ducati bringing technologies, so Ducati is the first bike to have radar in the bike.
Radar. Wow. So connected with the satellite.
No, not that thing. But radar means, so there is a front radar which connects with the vehicle in the front, and it will tell you, and it will guide you in case of sudden braking. You can lock onto that next vehicle and it will give you a safe riding distance. And if there is a problem, if the vehicle starts braking, so this is like sort of ADAS, you can say.
Yes, ADAS.
But Ducati is the first company to have this kind of thing in the two-wheeler.
Two-wheelers. Okay.
So in the rear of the bike there is a blind side detection. So on both the mirrors you will find a orange glow.
Okay.
In case a vehicle comes into the blind spot. So many things are there which have come into the vehicle now, and I think it is not only the mechanical engineer. So that's why, if I'm not wrong, now colleges have also started adding so many things as a secondary paper. So even if you are a mechanical engineering student, you can go to secondary paper and learn more about other things also. And same, if you are a CS student, you can learn about electrical or mechanical, whatever. So the point is, learning never goes waste. So when you are in your college, you have to make best of the time, learn as much as possible, because it is not only a clear-cut case of car was a hardware or car is a software. No, it's a marriage between hardware and a software, and it's the creativity of the people which will give the next thing.
No, this is what I see in even like regular used bikes. So one of our driver bhaiya just purchased a Splendor. Splendor, very common bike, right? even it has all these like, a display board, and now you can connect with Bluetooth and all these things. So everything is intermingled now. So it's not like software and hardware, but the person should be learning about all this.
Exactly. And second part, wherein again the AI has come into a larger way, is the sales and after sales. So you have the chatbots, you have websites which can talk to you. You have such tools which can talk to you, take care of your things. Even Ducati has the WhatsApp channel wherein you can go through the entire sales journey. We got configurator, so on the configurator you can drag and drop or simply click what all kind of accessory you would wish to buy, how they would look onto the bike, what kind of apparel you would wish to buy, how that apparel would look like, of that nature. You can generate a code, that alphanumeric code. You can spend as many hours in the safety of your home.
Okay, yeah.
You can go back to the dealership, give that alphanumeric code, and dealership will get all those things, and they will supply the items to you. You can generate a code onto the internet itself. So these are very basic rudimentary things. I'm not talking something which is very hi-fi, rudimentary things, but things are getting changed now. Earlier we used to have brochures, physical brochures in the showroom. Today you go to many showrooms and they will have simply a tablet, and they will take you through that tablet.
Right. True that.
360-degree view on internet. You can hear the sound of that engine. You can accelerate. You can have a look at the 360-degree, inside, outside, any color.
Yeah.
So these all things, technology is changing, which is making the entire journey way more interesting.
True that. No, that is what I feel. And I would say, like, yesterday only I was reading an article on Forbes. So what it said was that AI is not actually taking away jobs. What AI is doing is, it is simply dividing a job into tasks. And now it is taking some tasks away from the job description that was there.
I told you, see, empathy is something which AI cannot take. Creative thinking is something which AI will not take.
Right. True that.
I'm not an AI expert. So what all AI can do is beyond my understanding, right? Because AI has got tremendous opportunities in front of it. But the LLMs, as they say today, large language models and whatnot, so those are the key which are getting into all these things, right? That is the basic of all the thinkings coming today. Who is making that? Only a human is making that.
That's true. Bilkul, that's right.
And the endless possibility you got in a human brain. Machines can do the calculations very fast.
Yeah.
But thinking is something which is unique to humans.
Yes.
That ability, again, probably for me it might be slightly audacious to say, but that thinking is the ability which differentiates humans from other animals.
That's true. That's very true. And I would say this in that context as well, ki for every industry, AI is something which is touching in a way or the another. And how you can use this is, just think of it like, even if you are going to sales or after sales, you can now leverage AI on your personal behalf as well, right? Say supposedly there are some leads that are given to you, say 1,000 leads given to you. Now you can create your small chatbot, you can create your AI calling avatar, you can create a customer journey, a funnel journey that you can do by yourself. So the person who is in college or graduating from college or is in first switch or second switch of their journey, this is something that you cannot miss. And this is not something that IT and CS people only have to learn. This is something everybody can learn and make the best use of it, right? So now we'll jump to hiring and people strategy, right? I am very sure that over the time period, you must have hired a lot of people. Can I get a round figure if you remember? कितने लोग आपने hire किए होंगे आज तक?
ये थोड़ा मुश्किल है.
थोड़ा मुश्किल. But is it in hundreds or?
नहीं, इतना भी नहीं. See, Ducati as a company has I'm coming to that, as a very small team. Right. So the requirement for new people is also small. When I was in other companies, the HR department was far more structured there. because we have a smaller team here. My parent company has a far more structured HR. So in that, HR used to do more of a job. So personally for me, hiring would be within 100 only. But yes, that has definitely given me a very nice perspective.
Right. Good. So, what interview questions reveal the most about a candidate? What kind of questions? Are these hard skills ones or the soft skills ones? What does Bipul see when he's hiring?
See, in my view, the softer skills are a very, very important thing. See, hard skills definitely required for a business, but hard skills is something which can be taught as well. As I said, today if I have to go and sell a white good item or a FMCG kind of business, if I need to take up, it will take some time, but I will learn. There will be some opportunity for me to learn, some location on the job training, something of that nature will happen which can make me understand that kind of business. But my nature is something which no one can change.
True that.
So softer skills are very important to understand, and in younger people more so. Like in your situation, when we are talking of students leaving the college and joining the workforce, see, it is given that they will not be knowing the business part.
True that. Yes.
If someone has to join Ducati today, it's a fact that they will not be knowing about Ducati in a way I expect. They will not be knowing how to handle a dealership in a way I would expect, because they are fresher. So by definition, they would not be knowing. It's my job to teach them. But I must know that attitude they are carrying, whether they are open to learn new things, whether they are open to challenge themselves, whether they are open to put themselves into a situation which is not so conducive for them, whether they are willing to walk that extra mile, whether they are willing to learn about the business.
Yeah, true.
So, see, students at the students level, they are like a glass or something which is actually empty. The moment I get to understand from someone that their mind is full and whatever I am going to pour, it is going to
No.
then I am not interested in that guy.
True that. Yeah, so basically the learning should be there. Learning, you should have the ability to learn new things and should have the right attitude. Like as when working with luxury brands, it is passion. When you are working with a mass market brand, it is the grit to actually walk the extra mile.
In fact, for any brand, any kind of industry, the passion, the grit, the ability to walk the extra mile, they have to
be there. Right. That's true. Right. So, and अभी आजकल क्या एक और चीज शुरू हुई है कि there are some and why I'm asking this question is because it should be asked, right? तो अभी जैसे हम GetWork, like we have been into the business for almost 6.5 years now. We started as a SaaS product, and now over the time period we built some AI products as well. So basically the idea was to actually help companies hire faster and with good quality, right? So when you are trying to hire faster, the idea is to actually cut through the noise and reach there. So basically we have introduced resume parsing and scoring, then AI calling, then AI interviews and all. But now as we were doing our research work, people on the other side, the candidates were also doing their research work, right? तो वहाँ पे भी कुछ ऐसे products जो है वो निकल कर आए हैं. Basically something that can let you cheat, right? So say supposedly we are having a Zoom call and you are interviewing me, तो वो डिवाइस क्या करता है, मतलब वो सॉफ्टवेयर क्या करता है कि वो आपके सिस्टम में ओपन रहेगा एंड आप जो क्वेश्चन पूछेंगे मेरी जो सारी जानकारी उसके पास रहेगी, मेरे पास उसका रेज्यूमे रहेगा और वट एवर द क्वेश्चन दैट यू आर आस्किंग मी, देन this software is listening and it will give me the answer and I'll just reply back with a rehearsed answer, right? So that is also going on. तो अब मेरा question इसमें यहाँ पे like with experts like you are there जो कि interviews करते हैं, जो कि समझते हैं, तो how do you identify that this is a actually learned person and this is a person which is like just rehearsing and just mugging up things and all?
It's a tough question. Because see, generally or fortunately this has not happened with me. So as I don't have the first hand experience of this nature, so I cannot actually answer this. But I can think of, I can take a shot at answering. And there are few things which I would say. First is communication. Now, very rightly, that person can learn from the software and reply. But see, simultaneously listening to one device and answering to another person, the level of expertise needed for seamless experience is very high. If someone can fake that much, he's a good candidate.
He is good at this.
Otherwise, he will get to understand. Because see what happens. Communication is one of the very, very important factors. So as we were talking about passion and all those things, communication is another very important facet. And generally what happens when you are coming out of the college, not that you don't know how to speak good English, because you have not seen that much of the world, professional world, you may not be talking in those terms. But if you're talking to some software, then probably that software will be providing you an answer which is full of the corporate lingo. So you can actually find a mismatch there. Now, if some 22, 23 years old student is talking in a corporate lingo which is beyond his age, probably you can get a clue that this is not his own unique idea. So this is one thing. And second point which I still believe, see, I'm an old school guy. So for me, and I'm not finding fault with today's youngsters, the much maligned Gen Z, because people like me, they have quite a negative thinking. Gen Z does not do this, Gen Z does not do that.
I do have a lot of content on that, so I'm not touching that point altogether today.
So I'm not trying to put a bad name to anyone. See, every generation has got its own life. Every generation has its own way of living and working. So that's fine. But as I said, I'm an old school guy. So for me, probably talking to someone youngster and looking at the body language, the choice of words, the choice of the introduction is very important. You see, I don't mind someone calling me Vipul. That's fine. Right. Because I have been brought up in a corporate situation wherein both the things have. Now we are part of that generation who has seen this kind of change happening from the sir kind of working to first name kind of working. So probably in my seniors, one generation above, it was simply senior, boss, that kind of thing. First name to your senior was simply a taboo. Yeah. In today's time, probably calling your senior sir is a taboo. Yeah. But I am part of that generation, which is somewhere in between. So if someone calls me by Bipul in the first meeting, I don't mind. But if some college student is calling me Bipul, which happens very regularly, I do mind. Yeah. Not that he is trying to disrespect me. My thought process is slightly different. Boss, you are talking to me for the first time. You don't know me professionally. I don't know you. Then probably there is no harm in putting some level of respect to a person who is way senior to you chronologically. Right? Now for most of the students who are coming to the workforce now, I am like their father's age. Right. You don't take name of your father in the first person. But once I start talking to you, I give you that comfort, you give me that comfort, you talk to me like a friend, I have no problem. So what happens, now I am not complaining, don't get me wrong, I am simply saying this as a matter of, you can say, breaking the ice, how you approach a situation. That will also, so this may not correctly answer the software kind of question, but probably it will give you an idea that how far this person is creative. Again, a very small example, I'm myself into a jeans t-shirt kind of working now, but I have seen people going to face an interview, a proper professional interview in jeans t-shirt. Now to the company, to the person who is taking that interview, it may not be wrong. And I also don't find it wrong. My suggestion would be, if you are going to a professional interview, or if you are going to the first round of that interview, there is no harm in slightly overdressing. Put a formal shirt, put a blazer, depending on the weather and the city. Probably in a hot city like Chennai or Bombay, Hyderabad, you may not. But in a city in Delhi in today's time, it's good to wear a blazer. So do that calculation, but probably slightly over preparation in terms of communication, slightly over preparation in terms of clothing, they will support you only. And if you have a keen eye, then probably you can find out whether this guy has been coached by a software or these things come from inside. He has come up the hard way. So
No, there are very yes. No, very good answer, and I would say a very different perspective that you put, and which is very much required, honestly. So I keep on I am blessed enough, and I feel grateful that I get to sit with people like you. I do have people who are managing big mutual funds, being in finance industry. They have been MDs at different companies. I see that these are things which align with each one of you. These are the things which actually make person rise up in the ranks. And these are very basic things, very small things. It's not something which is you are doing very different. And as the introduction that you gave, I am also the Bipul who likes dal chawal.
see, I tell you, people like me, we would never talk of things which are very hi-fi. Because we have come up the tough way. We have seen things from a very different angle, from a very different perspective. And that's why today, I have no qualms in doing things which probably many people of today's generation would not think of doing. Right? So, and again, nothing against anyone. Today, I have seen some people saying, boss, flight to jati nahi wahan.
True that.
और हमने ऐसे जगह पे ट्रैवल किया है जहाँ स्टेट ट्रांसपोर्ट की बस के अलावा कोई ऑप्शन नहीं.
Option नहीं था. सही बात. You are right. That is true. Good. So it brings us to the segment 4 of our talk, which is a fireside rapid round, right? So I'll ask some questions where you can quickly answer on those. So first question, the burning question that my viewers would also have. How many bikes does Ducati sell annually in India?
We don't give an answer to that. Okay. Because as a company, we don't discuss our numbers openly in public. But as a reference, I can tell you that somewhere in the range of 600 kind of bikes annually.
Wow, that is very good for that number.
Or to answer it differently, we sell as much that our salaries can be paid.
Very good. Amazing. Which city surprises you most in luxury demand?
See, the usual answer is big cities, but then that's not the right way. Big cities are always known for big money, big spenders, everything. So you have Delhi, Bombay, Bangalore, Pune, all these are big cities. Now what I think the tier 2, tier 3 cities are coming up in a big way.
Is that so?
Yes.
Okay.
In Ducati also we have seen sales coming from smaller towns.
Okay.
And in other brands, again not fair to name them, I was talking to a colleague who heads the other brand. He said that online sales has given a great boost to his business because now people are buying his things online and they are luxury items, I tell you.
Wow.
By no means of fancy, they can no flight of fancy, they can be termed as regular uses items. And people in tier 2, tier 3 cities are ordering proliferally on through internet and buying those things.
Amazing.
Cities like, again, I may not be correct in my assessment, but cities not only like, let us say, Lucknow city, which is, Lucknow in any case is a very big city being near to Delhi, probably Gorakhpur.
Okay, wow.
Let us say Guwahati cannot become part of this answer. Let us say Shivsagar.
Okay, wow.
Hyderabad and Visakhapatnam cannot be answer of this question. Let us say something further down, that Karimnagar. So I am just taking some names, but I have spoken to many people inside Ducati, our dealerships. outside Ducati in luxury brands, and the unanimous answer is all these cities are coming up very well. They have money, they don't have the options to spend.
Wow. This is a very good insight for all my fellow founders who are like, building their businesses focus on tier 2 and 3 cities of the country. That is very good. And, good for us. We started from there. GetWork has always been a brand which is serving for tier 2, 3 and 4 cities of the country and have been very good experience working with them.
On political,
Yes.
but there is a Bharat.
That is very true, very true. And this also fills my heart as well when I see, because the primary reason for us to start GetWork was also this. So me and my co-founders, one was from NIT Allahabad, I'm from NIT Allahabad. The third co-founder was also Inter CA. But we guys belong to these small towns. So I come from Mamana, which is like, tier 3, tier 4.
I have handled Meerut as a territory.
So you would know. Yes, मुजफ्फरनगर and all, yeah. So अब वहाँ के जब बच्चों को जब जॉब मिलती है ना, जब वो प्लेस होते हैं, it's a very different feeling. And that's what we know कि अगर इस वाले जनरेशन को और इस वाले एरिया को हमने एनरिच कर दिया, there would be nothing like it. And it is a testimony for us as well कि अगर हम कर रहे हैं तो अगर किसी की जॉब लग रही है तो वो एक स्पेंडर भी बन रहा है बड़ी लग्जरीज के लिए.
आप देखो, आज से 15-20 साल पहले इंडिया टुडे के मैगजीन में एक फ़ोटो छपी थी जिसमें एक वेस्टर्न यूपी सॉर्ट ऑफ ताऊ ट्रैक्टर चला रहे हैं मोबाइल पे बातें करते हुए और पीछे ट्रॉली में उनकी फैमिली बैठी है. आई थिंक दैट पिक्चर रिप्रेजेंट्स इंडिया एंड भारत इन द मोस्ट करेक्ट एंड nuanced way.
That's true. That's true. That's true. No, very good. Very good. No, your answer is very good, and we will make a small clip out of it for sure. Good. One myth about premium customers, which we as people see this.
Not every one of them is a multi-billionaire.
Okay. Good.
In today's time, premium sales has reached the doors of people like you and me who are normal middle-class salaried people also.
Okay.
Lot many of my Ducati clients are normal executives. Unless the previous thinking of, अरे इन पे तो बहुत पैसे हैं. ऐसा नहीं है. I know young people, 30 years of age, working in a company, owning a Ducati.
Good. So that is changing. Good. Most underrated role inside Ducati.
No, actually, see, Ducati India, as I will limit my answer to Ducati India only. Ducati India is a very small company with even a smaller team. So each one of us, we wear multiple hats. So very difficult to say which is most underrated. But in any company, I would say the most underrated job is of the pantry boy. वो एक दिन चाय पिलाना बंद कर दे.
That is true. ये बहुत ही अच्छा है. हम तो मतलब हाफ डे भी नहीं दे पाते. That is true. अच्छा, what is your first bike memory?
Memory?
Yeah. And I'm talking about the super bikes.
Okay, so the first super bike I rode was Scrambler 1100, and that's not the correct thing to do. But when I crossed 150 kind of speed, I was like, wow, the bike can go like this. And the day I crossed 275 on Buddha circuit, I thought, well, I have arrived.
Amazing. That's good. What's your dream ride route?
So many routes are yet to be ridden, so I'm waiting for them. Dream, difficult to say.
What comes to your mind?
Yeah, I'm coming to that. But one of the, there are two routes on which I would love to ride. One, we have actually taken the ride there, but I could not because I was riding in Italy at that point of time. So that is Tawang. So that is one here in India. And Amalfi Coast in Italy. So these two rides still they remain on my box, yet to be ticked.
Nice. Good. And most emotional customer story. And when I talk about this one, I talk with Ducati, if there is any.
There are multiple stories, but one story which comes to my mind immediately. Pardon me the details. Neither I would share nor I remember exactly. So there was a guy in rural Maharashtra who retired, not very hi-fi. He retired from some, to quantify, from C or D category level only. And his son gifted him a scrambler on his retirement.
Amazing. These are the best kind of stories that happen. And like, you know, as a father, as a man, in specifically, I cannot speak for the world because I don't have that much experience, but specifically in India, we always forget to live for ourselves. Yes. That is for sure. And when, like, you know, either our parents or our kids do that for us.
Like we live for 3 generations.
We live for 3 generations, right?
Live for 3 generations.
That's true. No, very good segment 4. Just it brings us to the last one. So as we are into hiring and we always are looking for, like, you know, some insights from everyone whosoever is at the positions. So anything that you want to say to the people who are just graduating and come from an automobile perspective, like, you know, you have been a pioneer in that industry. So any message that you want to give to our new generation who is entering the workforce, please?
Well, this answer is not only for automobiles, but this will be true for every facet, every industry. You must know about your strength. There, in many youngsters, there is a false sense of security. I know this, I can do this. That's not so. So you must have, for example, automobile. If you ask any youngster, 8 out of 10 would say automobiles is their passion. That's very nice. And we are one of the most visualized and seen things on the road. But is actually automobile your calling? Probably no. So don't go by the media world. Look inside yourself, what you can do, what you like, where you find happiness, and then start working into that. So that is one thing. Second, we spoke earlier about this. Success will not come overnight. You have to go through the grind. See, you need to find a balance between the positions, the salary, the brand, everything. There is a time for everything to come. I'm not saying you leave it onto the fate or onto the God. No, that is not the idea. The idea is you keep on trying, working, challenging yourself, learning new things, talking to your company for newer challenges. Everything is correct. But then don't get frustrated or don't lose heart that I'm not getting this. Things will come to your way. So patience is the key.
That is good. No, your answers are very on point, something which a lot of people are missing these days. So as you told this multiple times, you are an old school. So I think this marks a brilliant conversation. And thank you so much for this lovely conversation, for this engaging conversation today. So guys, we have this episode on Champions of Hiring on GetWork, and we'll keep on coming back with more people, more industry leaders, more industry veterans for you to get answer to one specific question. Why skills are important and how to get placed and how to start your journey. So thank you so much for joining in today, and thank you, Bipulji, for it.
Thanks, Rahul. Thanks for having me here. Thanks to all your viewers, your team members, everyone for arranging this, and it's great. It was a great conversation. I also enjoyed it too much. So look forward to the next session if possible.
Sure. Thank you so much. Thank you.